Hey, what's going on? Well, as you can see, I got some ATV fenders in front of me. It's off a '04 Kawasaki KFX 700. When I got it, it was in pretty rough shape with the plastics. I mean, they were stitched, but they were stitched pretty good. But not a big fan of the big zip ties, especially black zip ties on green plastic. So I'm in the process of fixing it because let's just face it, man, ATV plastics are way too expensive to buy all the time, and I crack them pretty often. Anyway, let's see. Well, here's what I got going on, man. When I got it, you can see the big zip tie holes. The crack's pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So I was looking on YouTube, finding some ways. I was going to fiberglass it on the back, but I decided to do an easier fix than that. I looked into some plastic weld and with a solder gun. So I got my good old solder gun that I got going on right over here. Not the greatest tip for it, but I tried it, and quite frankly, it sucked. I could not get it because it's a complete crack. I got it all the way down here, going all the way to the back, so this whole side piece was completely off, so I did not know what to do. So anyway, what I ended up doing, well, first off, I ended up getting some of this stuff, rubbing alcohol, and I cleaned up the plastic extremely great. I mean, it was a pretty rough shape, but I wanted to get a good clean surface to what I was doing. So I went to the fabric store and ended up getting one of these. Well, actually, a couple of these, man. It's 79 cents. It's basically just craft like plastic, like a grid thing. I bought two of them, 79 cents a piece. As you can see, I didn't even use one full sheet. I used to use sections of it, so I have quite a bit left, and it didn't break me. So what I did was, I'll flip it over for you. What I did is I cut these sections out, and I just laid them over the grid, what I wanted to get done. And I took a trusty little heat gun. So basically, you do is you take those grids, you put them out onto the plastic where you want to go. I duct taped it on the other side, and I just put a couple zip ties in it just to hold it in place at first. So that way I had that good, merge the two pieces together. Took the heat gun off, and then I ended up, I've watched a couple videos on YouTube where you take a wet cloth, and after you hit it, you just kind of smooth it out. But it just was being a pain in the ass. So I just took a putty knife, and when I got it hot, I just basically tried to do it the best I can. It's not a perfect, as you can see, it's not perfectly smooth. I do have a grid still in here, but it's merged to the plastic, so I don't have to really worry about it. And basically, like I said, I mean, I can lift this thing up, I can shake it. Both sides are sealed. It's not going anywhere. Not the perfect fit. I'm going to go back and I'm going to fill in these holes with some kind of filler. They got some epoxy putty at the auto parts store. I'm going to fill those in and sand it, because what I'm going to eventually do is I'm going to get this wrapped. I will definitely give you a video. I got some work to do to the front fenders and the side fenders. My quad was in a wreck before I got it. So I'm going to touch up some front fenders, some rear fenders. But as you can see, like I said, I'll wiggle it again for you so you can actually see it. It's not going anywhere. And that crack went all the way from here all the way up to there. So this whole piece was off. And I'm free in the air wiggling it. And that's what looks on the bottom side, but let's face it, it's on the bottom. Who really cares what it looks like on the bottom? As long as the top's out, like I'm going to fix this. I'll give you an updated video later to what it looks like after I'm all done with it. But I just figured I'd give a little heads up to what's going on out there, that you can fix your plastics, even if it's, I mean, just a basic crack, and it's going to be a heck of a lot easier than what I did. Like I said, my piece was completely off the main piece of the body. So if I can actually attach that when it's completely off, I'm sure a little tiny crack with this stuff will make it look even a lot better. So if you have any questions, comments, whatnot, just put one in the comment bar. If not, subscribe. And thanks again.